Hey, welcome back to the channel today, everybody. Glad you are spending some time with us. Today we are in Disneyland Paris. Now, we are huge Disneyland fans. We have annual passes to Disneyland in Anaheim, and we've been hundreds of times and have always really enjoyed Disneyland. It's kind of a family treat for us, and so we've been on this trip around the world. We're a couple months into a 9-month around the world trip, and after being away from home so long, a trip to Disneyland Paris for us was almost like coming home. We thought, we thought it would be, and it was in a lot of ways. It's kind of a little bit of comfort, something that we were somewhat familiar with because we'd been there so much. And when you're away from home for so long, it is kind of nice to have a place that you can go feel a little piece of home. Even though you're enjoying traveling and experiencing new things, it's always nice to have a little piece of home every once in a while. So we went to Disneyland Paris and we really enjoyed it, although we found it to be quite a bit different than Disneyland in Anaheim. It was almost like another dimension. We felt like it was familiar. We kind of knew it, but yet we didn't know it. There's a lot of different nuances, not just because so many of the people speak just French. I mean, there's a lot of English there as well, but a lot of people are just speaking French, and so that obviously throws it off. But the rides are a little different. The castle's different, but they have a lot of the same feel to it, and we really did enjoy our time there. Um, One thing that we did while we were there is we went to a buffet. I actually put a video up separately about the buffet. It's pretty pricey, about €35 a person. You can check the buffet prices on the video by itself to see, but it was really good, filled us up. Again, they called it a Cowboy BBQ cookout. It wasn't necessarily Cowboy BBQ cookout, but it was fun. It was fun to see the different foods that they had, and the desserts were amazing, and we really enjoyed it. And this barn field did kind of take us back to the Southwest where we're from. So that was really cool. One thing that we found to be interesting was it's a lot bigger space-wise than Disneyland in Anaheim. But even though it's a lot bigger space-wise, it actually has quite a few less actual attractions or rides and shows and things. While we were here, both Phantom Manor, which is their version of the Haunted Mansion, and Pirates of the Caribbean were closed. And so that did account for a lot of the rides being shut down, at least a lot of the major rides. The teacups were also closed. So there was quite a few closures. And that always happens at Disneyland as well. We did find it odd that a couple major attractions were closed, seeing as this is their 25th anniversary of the Disneyland Paris park. We remember going to the 60th anniversary of the Disneyland Anaheim park, and they kind of pulled out all the bells and whistles for that in Anaheim, but it wasn't quite the same here in Disneyland Paris. But overall, it was a great time. If you're a huge Disneyland fan like we are, and you're going to be in Paris for quite a while, I would definitely say it's worth the trip. You might want to look into getting an annual pass. It actually can end up being cheaper. That's what we did, and it did end up being cheaper for us to get the annual pass rather than spending for several days or 1 or 2 days of the park. But maybe I'll cover that in another video. But just a quick rundown of our first day at Disneyland in Paris. We really enjoyed it. And wherever you are, whatever you're doing, I hope you have a great day as you live your journey.